In the glow of the morning sun streaming through our bedroom window, I find myself lost in memories of what once was, the happy years of our marriage. I vividly recall the day we exchanged vows, surrounded by family and friends who shared in our joy. Sarah, radiant in her white gown, stood beside me with eyes filled with love and promise. As we declared our eternal commitment to each other, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the woman who had become my partner, my confidant, and my best friend. Can you believe it's been 7 years already? Sarah's voice breaks through my reverie, her smile soft and affectionate, as she brushes a stray strand of hair from my forehead. I know, I reply, pulling her close to me, savoring the warmth of her embrace. Time flies when you're having fun. And fun, we certainly had. Our lives were filled with shared adventures, from spontaneous road trips to cozy nights curled up on the couch with a movie and a bowl of popcorn. We laughed together, cried together, and faced life's challenges hand in hand, our bond growing stronger with each passing day. Do you remember our trip to Italy? Sarah's eyes light up with excitement as she reminisces. That was one of the best times of my life. I'll never forget it, I reply, a smile tugging at the corners of my lips. Exploring cobblestone streets, sampling gelato in quaint cafes, and getting lost in the beauty of the countryside, it was truly magical. As we recount the cherished moments of our past, I feel a surge of gratitude for the love we share and the memories we've created together. Despite the inevitable ups and downs of life, I am reminded of the strength and resilience of our relationship, anchored by a foundation of trust, respect, and unwavering devotion. Here's to many more happy years together, I say, raising my glass in a silent toast to our love. Cheers, Sarah responds, her eyes shining with affection, as we clink our glasses together, sealing our commitment to each other once more. And in that moment, surrounded by the warmth of our shared love, I know that no matter what the future may hold, we will always find our way back to each other. As the days pass, a subtle shift begins to permeate the fabric of our once unbreakable bond, casting a shadow over the idyllic landscape of our marriage. I'll be working late again tonight. Sarah's voice carries a hint of weariness as she kisses me goodbye, her lips lingering for a moment longer than usual. Another late night? I respond, trying to mask the concern creeping into my tone. Is everything okay at work? Yeah, it's just a busy time right now, she replies with a forced smile, her eyes avoiding mine as she hurries out the door. Alone in the silence of our empty home, I can't shake the feeling of unease that settles like a heavy weight upon my shoulders. Sarah's late nights at the office have become a frequent occurrence, leaving me to wonder what could be keeping her away for hours on end. I don't understand why she's been working so much lately. I confide in my best friend over a pint at our local pub. It's like she's always on edge, like she's hiding something from me. Have you tried talking to her about it? My friend suggests, concern etched into his brow. I have, but she just brushes it off like it's no big deal. I reply, frustration simmering beneath the surface. I just wish she would be honest with me, you know. As the weeks go by, the cracks in our relationship deepen, manifesting in the form of missed dinners, cancelled plans, and terse conversations punctuated by awkward silences. Are you sure everything's okay? I finally muster the courage to ask Sarah one evening, my voice tinged with apprehension. I'm fine, she replies, her tone clipped as she busies herself with washing the dishes. Just tired, that's all. But tiredness cannot explain the distance that has grown between us, the chasm widening with each passing day until it threatens to swallow us whole. I miss us, I confess one night as we lie side by side in bed, the space between us feeling like an insurmountable divide. I know, Sarah whispers, her voice tinged with sadness. I miss us too. And in that moment, as the weight of our unspoken fears hangs heavy in the air, I realize that something fundamental has shifted within our marriage, leaving us adrift in a sea of uncertainty and doubt. With each passing day, the gnawing sense of unease gnaws at my insides like a relentless beast, refusing to be ignored. Sarah's late nights at work become more frequent, her excuses growing increasingly flimsy and implausible. "I have to stay late again tonight," she mumbles, avoiding my gaze as she rushes out the door, leaving me alone in the empty silence of our home. Again. I mutter to myself, frustration simmering beneath the surface. What could possibly be keeping her at the office until all hours of the night? Determined to uncover the truth, I embark on a clandestine mission, scouring through phone records and scrutinizing every text message with a scrutinizing eye. "What are you doing?" Sarah's voice startles me as I hastily close my laptop, guilt burning in my cheeks like a blazing fire. "Nothing, just checking some emails," I reply, my voice faltering as I avoid her piercing gaze. "Okay," she says, her expression unreadable as she turns and walks away, leaving me alone with my swirling thoughts and mounting suspicions. Unable to shake the feeling that something is amiss, I confide in my closest friend over a pint at our local pub. "I think Sarah might be hiding something from me," I confess, my voice heavy with worry. "What makes you say that?" my friend asks, concern etched into his brow. "It's just the late nights at work, the secrecy," I reply, frustration bubbling to the surface. I don't know what to think anymore. As the days turn into weeks, my suspicions only continue to grow, fueled by the absence of answers and the mounting evidence of Sarah's deception. "Where were you last night?" I confront Sarah one evening, my voice tinged with accusation as she walks through the door long past midnight. "I told you I had to work late," she replies, her tone defensive as she brushes past me without a second glance. "But it's been like this every night," I protest, desperation creeping into my voice. "I just want to know what's going on." "I'm tired." "Okay," she snaps, her frustration mirroring my own as she storms off to bed, leaving me alone in the darkness of our once happy home. And as the truth continues to elude me, I can't help but feel like a stranger in my own marriage, trapped in a web of deceit and betrayal with no way out. The air in our home feels heavy with tension as I sit alone at the kitchen table, surrounded by the remnants of a shattered reality. Divorce papers lie before me, a silent testament to the unraveling of the life I once knew. My hands tremble as I clutch my phone, scrolling through the damning evidence of Sarah's betrayal. Text messages, phone calls, and photographs paint a vivid portrait of her infidelity, each revelation twisting the knife of betrayal deeper into my heart. "This can't be happening," I mutter to myself, my voice barely above a whisper as I struggle to comprehend the magnitude of what I've uncovered. The sound of the front door opening snaps me out of my daze, my heart pounding in my chest as Sarah enters the room, her expression a mask of innocence that belies the truth lurking beneath the surface. "Hey, what's going on?" she asks, her voice tinged with concern as she approaches me cautiously. "What's going on?" I echo, my voice rising with each word as I hold up my phone for her to see. "This is what's going on, Sarah. Do you have anything to say for yourself?" Sarah's eyes widen in shock as she takes in the incriminating evidence before her, her breath catching in her throat as the truth comes crashing down around her. I can explain," she stammers, her voice trembling with fear and desperation. "It's not what you think." "Not what I think." I scoff, my laughter bitter and hollow as I feel the walls of our marriage crumbling around me. "Say it, Sarah. I know exactly what's been going on behind my back." Tears stream down Sarah's face as she struggles to find the words to justify her betrayal, but no amount of excuses can erase the pain etched into my soul. "I never meant to hurt you," she pleads, her voice choked with emotion as she reaches out to touch my hand. "Please, you have to believe me." But belief is a luxury I can no longer afford, my trust shattered beyond repair by the lies and deceit that have torn us apart. "It's over, Sarah," I whisper, my voice heavy with resignation as I push the divorce papers towards her. I can't do this anymore. I won't. And as the weight of our broken dreams hangs heavy in the air, I know that there can be no reconciliation, no forgiveness, no second chances, not when the foundation of our love has been built on a bed of lies. The tension in the room is palpable as Sarah and I stand face to face, the weight of betrayal hanging heavy between us like a thick fog. What is this? Sarah's voice quivers as she gestures towards the stack of incriminating evidence laid out on the table before us. This, I reply, my voice strained with emotion, is the truth, Sarah. The truth that you've been hiding from me all this time. Sarah's eyes widen in shock as she takes in the damning evidence before her, her hands trembling as she struggles to find the words to explain herself. I can explain, she stammers, her voice barely above a whisper, as she searches for some semblance of justification. It's not what you think. Not what I think. I echo, my voice rising with each word as the full weight of her betrayal crashes down upon me. Do you honestly expect me to believe that? Tears well up in Sarah's eyes as she reaches out to touch my hand, her desperation evident in every trembling motion. Please, you have to understand, she pleads, her voice choked with emotion. I never meant to hurt you. But you did hurt me, Sarah, I reply, my voice heavy with resignation as I pull away from her touch. You hurt me more than you'll ever know. Silence hangs between us like a suffocating blanket, the words unspoken but understood, their weight pressing down upon us with crushing force. I never wanted any of this to happen, Sarah whispers, her voice barely audible above the sound of our shattered dreams. I don't know what else to say. There's nothing else to say, I reply, my voice devoid of emotion as I turn away from her, unable to bear the sight of the woman who has betrayed me in the worst possible way. And as I walk away, leaving Sarah alone with the wreckage of our shattered marriage, I know that there can be no turning back, not when the trust that once bound us together lies broken and irreparable at our feet. The weight of Sarah's confession hangs heavy in the air as we sit across from each other, the silence between us deafening in its intensity. I can't believe I let him manipulate me like that, Sarah whispers, her voice filled with self-loathing as she struggles to come to terms with the truth. I never meant to hurt you, I swear. I know, I reply softly, reaching out to gently squeeze her hand. But how did it happen, Sarah? How did you let him get inside your head like that? Sarah's eyes brim with tears as she struggles to find the words to explain, her voice trembling with emotion. I don't know, she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. He made me feel special, like I was the only one who mattered to him. But you were married to me, I interject, my voice tinged with frustration. How could you let him come between us like that? I don't know, Sarah repeats, her voice growing more desperate with each word. He had this way of making me feel like I was the most important person in the world. But you weren't, I reply, my voice heavy with sadness as I struggle to comprehend the depth of Sarah's betrayal. You were my wife, Sarah, and you chose him over me. Tears stream down Sarah's face as she reaches out to touch my arm, her touch tentative and uncertain. I know I messed up, she whispers, her voice choked with emotion. But please, can we find a way to make things right again? I pull away from her touch, the pain of her betrayal still fresh in my heart. I don't know if we can, I reply, my voice heavy with resignation. I just don't know if I can ever trust you again. And as Sarah sits alone with her regrets, I am left to grapple with the harsh reality of our shattered marriage, wondering if there can ever truly be a way back from the depths of betrayal and deceit. The echoes of our shattered marriage linger in the air, Sarah, and I sit across from each other, the weight of our past mistakes heavy upon our shoulders. I don't know if we can ever go back to how things were, I admit, my voice heavy with uncertainty as I search for some semblance of hope in the ruins of our relationship. We have to try, Sarah pleads, her voice filled with desperation as she reaches out to touch my hand. I know I messed up, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right again. I look into her eyes, searching for some sign of sincerity amidst the chaos of our broken dreams. "I want to believe you," I reply, my voice tinged with doubt. But trust is not something that can be easily rebuilt. Sarah's expression softens, her eyes brimming with tears as she struggles to find the words to convey the depth of her remorse. "I understand," she whispers, her voice barely above a whisper. "But please give me a chance to show you that I can change." I take a deep breath, the weight of her words settling like a heavy stone in the pit of my stomach. "I'll try," I say finally, my voice laced with uncertainty. "But I can't promise that it will be easy." And so we embark on the long and arduous journey of rebuilding our shattered marriage, one small step at a time. "We can do this," Sarah whispers, her voice filled with determination as she reaches out to take my hand. "Together, we can overcome anything." I nod, a small flicker of hope igniting within me as I squeeze her hand in return. "Let's take it one day at a time," I reply, my voice filled with tentative optimism, "and see where this journey takes us." And as we set out on the path towards redemption, I cling to the hope that, against all odds, love will find a way to heal the wounds of the past and guide us towards a brighter future. The sun sets on the horizon, casting a warm glow over the landscape as Sarah and I sit together on the porch, the gentle breeze carrying with it the promise of a new beginning. "I never thought we'd make it through," Sarah admits, her voice soft with emotion as she looks out at the fading light. "But here we are, stronger than ever." "It hasn't been easy," I reply, my voice tinged with gratitude as I take in the sight of Sarah's smile. The lines of worry that once marred her face now softened by the passage of time. "But I'm glad we stuck it out." "We've been through hell and back," Sarah agrees, her eyes meeting mine with a depth of understanding that speaks volumes. "But it's made us stronger, more resilient." "We've learned a lot along the way," I add, a sense of pride swelling within me as I reflect on the trials and tribulations that have brought us to this moment. About ourselves, about each other, about what it means to truly love someone. "And we're better for it," Sarah concludes, her voice filled with conviction as she reaches out to take my hand in hers. "Because now, we know that no matter what life throws our way, we'll face it together." I squeeze her hand in return, the weight of her words settling like a comforting blanket around us as we sit in companionable silence, content in the knowledge that we've weathered the storm and emerged stronger on the other side. "There's still a long road ahead of us," I say finally, breaking the silence as I gaze out at the horizon, where the last rays of sunlight are slowly fading into the night. "But as long as we're together, I know we'll be okay." "We've got this," Sarah agrees, her voice filled with determination as she leans in to rest her head against my shoulder. "Together, we can face anything." And as we sit together in the fading light, watching as the stars begin to twinkle overhead, I know that no matter what the future may hold, Sarah and I will navigate the road ahead hand in hand, bound together by a love that has stood the test of time. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you don't miss the new videos.